back to the channel for another video. Today we are going to continue with our makeup inventory and we're going to do eyeshadows. We're going to see how far we get with time, and I don't know if we'll get through all of them today, but maybe half today and half another day. But let's just get started. But before we do, if you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So happy you're here. Okay, we're going to start with my Nomad palettes first. Excuse me. So I have the Nomad Cartagena Magica. Got that one. I'm not going to swatch anything because that would just take way too long. But we got this beautiful palette. I love this palette for the summer months. It's a gorgeous palette. And all of these Nomad palettes are going to be staying in my collection. None of them are going to be leaving. Then we have they're all Nomad. I can't even talk, guys. This is the Berlin Underground palette, which is another beautiful palette. I like this one for the fall, winter months. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Okay. Then we have another good fall, winter palette is the Hudson Valley. Isn't that beautiful packaging? And then look inside. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, you know, you could do these in the summertime too. But that's a beautiful palette. I like that palette a lot. Okay. We got that one. And then we have, the next one is going to be the Paradise. What is this one? Paradise Islands one. This is a good summer palette, which looks like that. Aren't these colors gorgeous? Look at this color. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We got that one. And then we have the Fête de Provence. I know I'm not saying any of that right, but anyway, we have that palette, which is a beautiful palette. It's got the purples and pink and some pops of yellows and golds. It's just a gorgeous palette, gorgeous, and a sort of a like a creamsicle color. Just beautiful palette, beautiful, great for the summer months. Okay. Then we have another palette. All these palettes are gorgeous from Nomad. I love them. We have this one. I don't know that I've used this one yet. This one is the, oh, I can't even say it. Bosque Nuboso de Monteverde. I can't say that. There it is right there. But anyway, it looks like this. Just beautiful packaging. And then, no, yeah, I have used this shade in that one. I think that's the only shade that I've actually used so far. But I do look forward to using this, especially in the summer months. It'd be a beautiful palette for summer. Okay, moving right along. I don't know why I'm putting these back in the things, but there we go. Then we have another one. This is the Orient Express, this is like a velvet. This is gorgeous. Now, I got this one on clearance for $29, I believe. And it's just a beautiful palette. Beautiful. Look at that. It does have a glitter in it, which I don't use glitter, so that I probably never touch. But the rest of it is gorgeous. And I have used this a couple of times. I do love that. I think this palette would be good for you know, you can use it in the fall, winter, or even in the summer, I think. At least that's what I would use it. I would do it anyway. Beautiful palette, beautiful. Okay, this one I do want to put back in the box because it is that velvet. I'm going to protect that. Then I have another small one. Anyway, then I have 3 smaller palettes. I also have the Nomad Venus Simplin Express, which does take some of the shades from the Orient Express into here. And I had this one first. And I wasn't going to get the Orient Express one, but I mean, when it went to $29, why not? It's a beautiful palette, beautiful palette. Right, and then we have 2 other smaller palettes. This one is, this is the California one. I think that's what this says. Nomad California. I can't say that word, but this is the Surf Shack. Is Centos and Centus? I don't know. Bleh, I can't even talk. Surf Shack. I have swatched this, but I've never actually used it yet. But it's a very pretty palette. I got this for, I don't remember. It was on clearance. It wasn't very much. $9.95 maybe? I don't remember. And then I got the other one that they had. This is the Malibu. I do believe. Yeah, this is the Malibu. And another beautiful palette. Gorgeous, gorgeous palette. All right. That is Nomad. Oops. And then the last Nomad palette we have is the Okavango Safari palette, which this one I got in PR from Nomad Cosmetics, which I was very appreciative to get. And this has that velvet leopard print on it. And it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I've used this quite a few times actually. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I love it. Love it, love it. It's a good winter, fall, winter palette. Put it back in the case because I don't want to get that the packaging messed up. All right, so that concludes my Nomad palettes. Now we're going to move on to what's next in this drawer, which is Jeffree Star. So the first one that I have is, of course, the Blood Money. I got this like for 12 bucks on sale. Let's see if I can get it out. And I got this because it's green. Green is, green's my favorite color. Get this out. It looks like that. And then you open it up like that. And look at that. Isn't that just beautiful greens? I need to use this more often. I don't know why I don't. This is beautiful, beautiful greens. Am I filming? So I got that one from Jeffree Star. Then I have put that back later. Then I have Conspiracy. And this is in collaboration. I don't know who it's in collaboration with. I don't know. Shane Dawson, maybe. I don't remember. I don't really care about that. I just like the palette because look at it. I got this on sale too for $12. Is that not gorgeous? Look at that pink. And I mean, it's just some beautiful, beautiful colors in it. And I absolutely love this palette. I know that Jeffree Star has a bad reputation, but I don't know what it all is. Don't really care. If I like the palette, I'm going to buy it. Because I think all the makeup brands can have some bad juju, mojo, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so that's it. Then I have the, I love this palette too. This is the Jawbreaker. And look at this palette. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those bright, summery colors. Love, love this palette. It's a gorgeous palette. So we got that. Then we have the Thirsty palette, which was, I think, the very first palette I ever got in a mystery box from Jeffree Star, which is also a pretty palette. But I don't think I've ever used this palette. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm going to keep this one for now. I may end up decluttering this one later. I need to try it first. Okay, then we have the Androgyny palette from Jeffree Star. Beautiful pink alligator top packaging. And this is a gorgeous palette. Gorgeous palette. Beautiful palette. Big pans. Just a beautiful palette. I love it. Love it, love it. All right, moving right along. Let's go to the next one. I got this next one. This is, I think this is a face palette. Hold on, from Jeffree Star. If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. No, this is an eyeshadow palette. This is Beauty Killer 2. And it's another beautiful palette with beautiful colors. Look at that black. It's got a little shimmer in it. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Absolutely love these palettes. Okay, now we have three more. We have three of the smaller palettes that I got. These were on sale, and I got these, I don't remember, but at a very cheap price. This is the Mini Controversy. Just look at that. Look at that green. Oh, I love that. This is why I got this palette, because of that green right there. It is gorgeous. I love it. I love to use it with, like, I think when I used it, I actually used this color, that color, that color, and that color. And it made a beautiful, beautiful eye look, I thought. So I got that one. Then we have, what is this one? What does that say? Oh, the Weirdo palette, which is, I think, a good Halloween palette myself. And I think I did use this for Halloween, not last year, but year before last. It's a pretty palette. And the last Jeffree Star palette I have is the Mini Star Ranch. Looks like this. And I've never used this palette, but it's a beautiful palette. The blues, and got the pop of green, a little bit of green there, and then the browns. I think that would make a beautiful look. All right, so that is my Jeffree Star palettes. All right. And then the last Jeffree Star palette we have is the Blood Sugar Mini palette, which looks like this, which is a very beautiful palette. Very beautiful. The red, pop of red, that red, and the more peachy pinky color. Just really a pretty palette, and it makes a really pretty look. All right, so that concludes my Jeffree Star palettes. Now let's move on to some palettes that I got from Alter Ego. And I've got two more, but I can't find them right now, so I don't know what I did with them. I may have decluttered them already. I don't remember. But anyway, let's look at these. This first one is the Sakura palette, and this is a dupe for something. I think it's a dupe for one of the Natasha Denona palettes. What is that one? I can't remember. If I can remember, I'll put it across in the description. But this is a very pretty palette, and I really do like this palette a lot. Very, very beautiful palette. All right, so we got that one. Then we have, I don't know where that one came from. Then I have the Mirage palette. Right, this is Alter Ego. Yeah, from Alter Ego. And this is a dupe for something. Maybe the Huda and Power one, or Naughty palette. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I have that here. No, not the Naughty palette. I don't know. Let me know what it's a dupe for if you know. I'm not real sure. But it's a pretty palette. Colors are right down my alley. And what's wrong with this? Oh, yeah, these are creams. Those are creams. All right. So there's that one. And then the other one. And the thing about it is, I got 3 more from Alter Ego, but y'all don't know where they're at. I may have decluttered them. And then this one is the Midsummer. And this is a dupe for something. I don't remember what. But isn't she pretty? Is this a dupe for the Nueva from Anastasia from ABH? I think, maybe. I don't know. But it's pretty, and I really do like it. And I will definitely be using this, especially in the summertime. All right, so those are 3 palettes I got from Alter Ego. Like I said, I have 3 more, but I think I must have decluttered them because I don't see them in my stuff. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, here's one of the others that I found. The Alter Ego Harmony. And this is another really pretty palette that I really do like. And it may be a dupe for something. I don't really know. I don't remember. Haven't used it yet, but I don't know why. Because I think I misplaced it. That's why. I have another one, but I don't know what I did with it either. I don't know. That's what happens when you have too many palettes. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. All right. Now, let's move right along. Let's go to Mora. I have 5 palettes from Mora. The first one I have is the I'm Falling For You series. And it opens up like an envelope. It came with a card. And this one is the it's a love letter series. Okay, this one is the I'm Falling For You, which is a gorgeous palette. Look at that. That is a beautiful palette. Beautiful palette. I've used this a couple of times. I really do like it. I look forward to using it more. So we've got that one. We'll put it back in this because I like to keep them. So that one is the following. This is the Love Letter series. So, forgot to put this back in there. That's the first one. And then the second one in the Love Letter series, no, hold on guys, is A Moment With You. For some reason, I didn't keep the case on the packaging on this one. I wish I would have, but I didn't. It's another beautiful palette. The other one had purples and pinks, and this has got some greens and browns in it. With a little bit of a purplish color there. Again, another very pretty palette. Okay, I don't even know why this won't say shut, but it won't. All right, so that's two. And then we have the Celestial Love palette. This is part of the Celestial series, and this is the Celestial Love. And it's packaged like this with the angel wings. Out, and it opens up like that. And I've never used this palette, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Cannot ask for better. And Mora is a really good formula. I really like their formula. So I do look forward to using that this year. And then I have two more from the Celestial series. This one is the Chasing Eternity. You open it up and she looks like that. I have not ever used this one either, but I look forward to using it. Yeah, I'm keeping all of these palettes so far that I've showed you. I love these palettes. They're gorgeous. And then the last one in my Mora I have is from the Celestial series palette. This is also Endless Moonlight is this one. And this one I'm having in I'm going to have a Shop My Stash video coming up. And this palette is in that. I actually have it on today. And isn't she gorgeous? She's beautiful. I have on this color, and this color today. Beautiful palette, beautiful palette. I love this palette. All right, that is my Mora collection. Now we're gonna move along. We're gonna go to Tarte. So the first one I have is the Tarteist Pro, which is a pretty palette. This is my second one of these. The first one I used a lot of it and then it fell and broke. So I think BoxyCharm had it in a pop-up one time, or in a, what was it? Mega sale? No, flash sale. And I picked another one up because I really do like it. Then I have the Man Eater palette that I got. I got this from Ulta. And I will be keeping pretty much, I think, all of my Tarte palettes also. Oops, that's not right. Hold on, guys. I'll get it in a minute. Looks like that. Very pretty palette packaging, and it's also a gorgeous palette. So yeah, I really do like that. I don't know. I think I used this one time, and I really do like it. So got that one. And then we have the Tarteist Pro Remix, which I have used a few times, and I do really like that palette also. It's got a lot. This is all, it's pretty much all shimmers except for these two right here are the only mattes in this palette. Beautiful palette. Then we have the Tartelette palette, which are the pinks and browns, which is beautiful also. I love this palette. I've worn it quite a few times. Then we have this palette from Tarte, which is, what is this one? This is the Rainforest Temptations Eye and Cheek palette. I got this in a Busy Beauty box, which it's a beautiful palette. I love it. I mean, look at that. What's not to like about that palette? It's a gorgeous palette. Then I have the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. This is my second one of these. I've went through one, which I like to use this conch as a lot of times as my, after I've put on my eyeshadow primer, then I put this on first and then my eyeshadows. I love this palette. It's a beautiful palette. Then I have this one, which is Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3. And I had Volume 1, but I think I gave that to somebody. And that's another palette that I really like, and I've hit pan there. And that's got a big dip in it. That's got a dip in it. I do love this palette also. So that. Then we have, that's not Tarte. Then we have the Tartelette Energy palette. Isn't she pretty? She looks like that. She's a very pretty palette. And she looks like that. She's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this palette a lot. All right. I think that's all my Tarte. Okay. All right. And the last Tarte palette we have is, what is this one? This is the Tarte Cravings palette, which is really pretty. I've not used this one yet. I don't even think I might have swatched it, but I haven't actually used it yet. It's one of my newer palettes, but I do look forward to using it. All right, so now let's go on to Sigma. I have four Sigma palettes. The first one is going to be the Enchanted, the Mini Enchanted. She looks like this, and I have used this palette, and I do like it a lot. It's a very pretty palette. So I got that one. Then I have another one. The next one is the New Mod, which is the mini New Mod palette. And she's pretty too. I've not used this one yet. It's relatively new to my inventory collection. Look at this shade. Look at that shade. Okay, where are we at? Right there. Isn't that pretty? All right. Moving on. Let's move along. We got a lot to do here. The next one is, I've done a look with this. This is the Beauty and the Beast one. This is one of their newest palettes, actually. Let me get it out of the box. Very pretty palette. And it comes with a brush. And I have used this palette, and I do really like it. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And I will be keeping all of my Sigma palettes. I have one more smaller palette. Okay, it is the Ivy palette. This one. And I haven't used this yet. I've swatched it, but I haven't used it. It looks like that. Very pretty palette. I really look forward to using this. All right, so that is my Sigma palette. Moving right along, we have the I'm going to do Lethal Cosmetics next. I have 3 palettes from there. This one is the Evergreen palette. And I have not used this palette yet. I did swatch that one. It's a very pretty palette. And I do look forward to using it this year. Very pretty palette. So that's the Evergreen. Then this one is the Metamorphosis, which is another very stunning palette. That is a very beautiful palette. I have not used it yet, but I do. I think this would be a good summer palette. You know, the sunset, do sunset looks maybe. It's a very pretty palette. Okay, then the last one, the Lethal palette I have is a small one. I got this one from a Busy Beauty box, and this is how I came to know that I like Lethal Cosmetics. This is the Destiny palette. I have used this palette, and she is so pretty. The pinks and the purples, just beautiful, beautiful palette. I love this palette. So that was how I came to like the Lethal Cosmetics brand. Yeah. All right. So that is Lethal Cosmetics. All right. And we're going to move on to the next group, which is the Busy Art. I've got 2 of those. First one is Paris Love Letter. Which is the front of it. And then the back, and it opens up like an envelope. And this is just a beautiful palette. A beautiful spring summer palette. I've used it a couple of times and I really do like it. So yeah, this will be staying in my collection. Then the other one that I have is the Violet one. And this is also going to be staying in my collection. It's just a very pretty palette also. And like I said, it opens like an envelope. And it's the purples, and it's just gorgeous. The pop of green there. The browns. It's just a beautiful palette. All right. So that is my Busy Art. Now, let's just keep going. I have, I don't count that. Okay. Next we have my BH Cosmetics palettes, which I've pared this down tremendously. I only have 4 of those left. And so let's switch. What do I have? The first one is Smitten in Switzerland. I love this palette, and I will definitely kept this palette. I gave the other BH palettes, I think they sent them to Jennifer with Jennifer Loves Makeup back last year. Anyway, I kept that one. And I also kept this one, which I really love. This is the BFF Alondra and Etsy, I think, or Elsie maybe. Open it. And I just think this is a beautiful palette also. Some beautiful blues and like the blue of the sea and the pinks, and it's just a gorgeous palette. So I kept that one. I just stuck my finger in it. That's okay. Then I kept the Avocado Toast. Kept the Avocado Toast, which I really like. It's got the greens in it. We all know green is my favorite color. Then the last one I kept was the Passion in Paris. And it's got the purples in it. So those are my BH Cosmetics palettes that I kept. And I do have a highlighter one that I showed you with highlights. But anyway, all right, let's move along. Guys, I forgot a palette. I forgot one of my Nomad palettes. This is the Ghost Town USA palette. Somehow I got this one misplaced in a different stack. But that's what she looks like. she's beautiful. Another beautiful palette. I have not gotten one palette from Nomad yet that I did not like. Very beautiful. And of course, I'm keeping that. Okay, now we're going to move on to Glam Light. Right. I got so much piled up here. Oh, there's one I almost forgot. Okay, Glam Light. So the first one is going to be the Strawberry Shortcake Berrylicious palette from Glam Light. This is a new one that I've gotten in the last few months. I've not had a chance to use it yet, but I got it on sale for like $20 or $21. So of course I had to get it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This would make a good Valentine's Day look, wouldn't it? I'm going to have to remember that. All right. Or a good February palette for sure. So that's the first one. Then the second one is the Michaela Pot 2. And this is the smaller of the palette. This one, which is very pretty. It's got the greens. Very pretty. I have used this shadow with something. I don't remember what with, but I did use that shadow. And it's a duochrome, multi-chrome. It's very pretty. All right. Now, let's go on. What did I do with this one? Then we have the Hershey's Kisses palettes. I have the Milk Chocolate palette, which is very pretty. Very pretty. I have used that a couple of times. And then we have, the only other Hershey's Kisses I have is the Special Dark Chocolate, which are purples. If my memory serves me correctly, yep, are purples. Again, a very beautiful palette. Okay, and then we have I got the two Scooby-Doo ones. I got the Rut-Row Raggy and the Creeps and Crawls. I got them as a set that were on sale. So the Rut-Row Raggy, of course, I haven't used either one of these. They're beautiful palettes. Look at that. Gorgeous palette. Gorgeous formula. Love it. Love it. And I will be keeping all of my Glam Light palettes. And this is the Creeps and Crawls by Scooby-Doo. I remember when my boys were little, they loved that cartoon. I liked it too when I was a kid. And that's the purples, which is very pretty. I think green is my favorite color, and I think if I had to pick a second favorite, it would be purples and then pinks. Yeah. Yeah. All right, moving along, we have the Hershey's Milk Chocolate palette that I picked up at TJ Maxx. I can get it out of the packaging. It's hard to get out. Looks like that. It's like a Hershey's Kisses bar. And look at those colors. Look at those. Look at those browns. Look at those shimmers. Aren't they? I mean, it's just a beautiful palette. I do look forward to using this. This is a very new palette to my inventory collection, whatever you want to say. Then these are also new that I picked up on Black Friday. These are the the drink collection, I think. This is the wine one, which is of course purples. This is the chocolate martini one, which is your browns, more neutrals. This is the margarita one, which is going to be your pinks. This is the dirty martini one, which is going to be your greens. Yes, please. All right, that is my Glam Light collection. Moving along. We are on the Juvia's Place now. The first one is the Candy Shop, which is a pretty palette. Good summery palette. Look forward to using that this summer. Then we have the Garden of Juvia's, which is a beautiful pastel palette. And I have used this a couple of times and I really do like it. Very pretty. And I am keeping all my Juvia's Place palettes. I decluttered back last year and got rid of a bunch of Juvia's Place palettes, but these are the ones that I'm keeping. And then there is the Nubian 2, which I think is a very pretty palette. That dark green is absolutely gorgeous. Then we have the Saharan, which is another beautiful palette that I like. Whoops. Then we have the Corals, which is beautiful. I love this palette for the summer. And then the last one that I kept was the Nomad, well, which is another pretty fall wintry palette. Those are the only ones I kept. I had a bunch more Juvia's, but those are the ones that I kept, that I decluttered from last year. All right, let's move along. Let's do, what shall we do next?